Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Broly Legs, and we're gonna do another CFN Street Fighter Five replay analysis. This time, Chun versus Luke. Now, Luke is the newest character in Street Fighter Five. Very new character, um, very different when it comes to what his move set is, and typically when new fighters come out, it takes players some time to really understand how these characters work and what the matchups would be. So to me, it's still too early to tell you what the matchup looks like. I have an idea of who wins this. Um, I feel like this is a very odd freeze frame from Chun. Let me let's see if I can let me move this real quick. All right, there you go, Chun. I've got to keep it PG. But then her foot. Look at her foot now. Okay, whatever, whatever. Anyways, so this matchup's a little bit rough. For Luke, in my opinion. But you do have to know how to navigate around Luke's tools. Has a really far fireball, has an uppercut, has really good movement, and I think the movement is what makes this matchup a little bit more even, if not to Luke's favor. If you don't understand Luke's movement and what's plus and what's minus, you're gonna have a lot of problems. So it's really important to be patient and utilize Chun Li's like far-ranging normals to contend with Luke's zoning and using that crouch and middle punch as well to get under his fireball. We're gonna see how this goes. I haven't reviewed this match yet. My main thing when I fight Luke is don't feel pressured by his fireball game. Look at where he is. Spacing is key, and really just kind of feel out what the character is trying to do. Okay, so let's go ahead. So for the most part, I'm actually gonna pause it right here. So let's let this go. So again, this is Luke's typical fireball. Has a lot of range, and it doesn't go full screen, I believe. Maybe the heavy one does. I'll know in a bit. I know his V trigger one, I think, does when it's activated. But for the most part, what I look for is this. This is something that I really look for. I look for the wind up. When Luke winds up, just like this, I'm looking for that, and when I see that, I have this many frames to go under and do crouching middle punch, right? A lot of times I don't rush to it, but this does help me go under it, and I will pause it when I do a crouching middle punch under a fireball. But you can go under it as Chun-Li. You can throw a fireball to trade it. It's really hard because it's a motion versus a charge, so he'll have the advantage. So you won't be able to fireball war this character or anything like that. You won't be able to zone him, at least with Chun-Li. So you're gonna have to block this a lot. You're gonna have to slowly get in. I treat this move kind of like Poison's Whip, like Dawson's Forward Fierce or Middle Punch, something like that, where it's something that you have to really just contend with, and find answers outside the box, not just jumping over. Right? If you can find an answer without jumping, that's really good. Sometimes jumping is good to catch them off guard, but you don't want to make it a realistic option. You want to make it as one of those, ace in the hole kind of thing. You do it once in a while, a trump card, if you will. So I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna keep this patience. But this is typically when you're looking at Luke, you want to find this animation, this model right here, so that you know when he's gonna throw his fireball, and then it travels, and then obviously comes to me, and I block it. So try to get in. Usually I throw a fireball after that, so I can get in. And to my point right here, it's really important to know that when I did this space, This spacing right here is where Chun wins. But you have to be careful because Luke can move himself forward with his punches. And so there is one of the punches that can reach me from here. So I have to be careful. I either have to be first and try to beat him to the punch, or I have to let it happen. Or I have to outspace it. One of the three. Typically I tried to, because I made him block these moves, I kind of feel like I'll be first. So typically I'll try to beat him to the punch. There are times where I'm gonna have to just sit there and wait. So he's trying to get to it again. We talked about this before in another video, but when I do this fierce punch right here and it lands, remember that it pushes people away. So now they have to walk up. They have to walk up to get back to where they want to go. So because they walk up, that stand heavy kick is to meet their walk. And it actually does, right? Hits them again. So definitely got some moves. That's why you don't want to repeat, because he just did a crush counter move. I don't want to repeat my moves. I'm okay with hitting and then waiting, right? Hitting and waiting, hitting and waiting when I need to. Okay, slowly, and then just read his movement. Just read his movement. That's it. Okay. Taking it slow. Jump neutral. Now the jump neutral was kind of like just slow down the path, you know, to see if he's gonna jump down or he's gonna dash at me or whatever. It's more useful for charge characters to kind of throw them off a bit. It doesn't really work with Luke, but I kind of do it just to, you know, make sure that he knows that I can jump, so that he's kind of like thinking about it a little bit. Okay, there is the crouching middle punch. I'm gonna try to slow it down for when it happens. So usually it's, well, like I said, what I'm paying attention to is when I'm already crouching. When Luke is winding up, right here, this is when I want to do crouching middle punch to get under this. Right? This is super important to make sure that you can get under it. Now, if I was closer, I would have punished him for it. This gives me nothing really, but at least it lets me bypass the fireball without having to block it all the time. Get me a little closer to put me in footsie range. And that's usually where I'm at. So now he has to back off. Go fireball, walk up. Okay, just kind of take it easy. Again, I have to respect the movement of Luke and his normals. I can't go too crazy. So sometimes when you don't know, just block something. Like let something happen, block something, let them do something, and then you can get back into where you want to be. A lot of times we get lost in these moments of neutral that we don't know what to do. We panic and we start pressing things when we shouldn't, and then we get hit. Don't ever panic, guys. Just remember, don't ever panic. Just make sure that you're always waiting and being patient and letting things happen, especially for characters that aren't really the aggressive type. They're more zone or footsie based. You'll have time to block. Don't worry. Okay, fireball again. I'm still trying to find my footsie range. I'm still okay. And now I went for a jump. Now, typically these jumps are not the greatest thing, but look what's going on. Like, this has been 68 seconds. So about 30 seconds have passed. And there hasn't been any jumps yet. I haven't been aggressive. We've been footseeing. So their focus is usually on the ground. This is typically why I tend to jump in these moments, because my thought process is A, I could jump on a fireball, or B, they're probably not going to anti-air because of the focus they're giving me on the ground. Is this wise? Not necessarily at the highest level. Players will anti-air at the highest level, but it's a good idea to just give him something to look at. If he uppercuts me, it's okay. I don't care too much, because at least I'm giving a different angle for him. And luckily for me, he doesn't do anything. So I get plus frames and then push him more to the corner. And so even though he didn't enter me, or even though like the jump was kind of random, at least I got what I wanted and pushed him back. So more footsies. I'm trying to figure like what's the timing of things. He does EX. And then crouching middle punch. And he does punish me. He could have. This is a punish on this crouching middle punch. See, -3. So he was able to jab it, and you know this is kind of hard. This is kind of tough because the problem is he could go for like an uppercut or EX or whatever. So the spacing wasn't all the way there, but I don't get punished too hard, so it's okay. This is actually important. And this is something that is high knowledge. High knowledge. Okay, right here, this is -6. I'm in range to punish this. You can punish this with EX legs. So looking at this right now, I could have done EX legs, activate V trigger, and took up to the corner if I really had to. I do it, I think, later on. I'm not too sure on this match, but this is something that I have recognized and know it's a punish with EX legs. So because EX legs is 5 frames, it will be fast enough, and the range isn't so far, so it will reach. So this is a good way to punish and activate V trigger if I really needed to. I don't here, but it's important to know that you can punish it. Get a crush counter, go for the optimal, and then I usually do this just to force, just to force the +1. It's not very important, but it's good to put them on their toes a little bit. This is something that's kind of just a me thing. It's not really something that I would suggest people do. Obviously, hit confirming V trigger. Obviously, BP and V trigger 1 is something that most Chuns don't do. But for the most part, you want to hit confirm your V triggers. This is just something for me. This is like, okay, I have him in the corner. Either he's going to V reversal or he's going to try something. So I'll let it happen. And he doesn't do anything, so we're good. We're not going to talk about this. We're not going to talk. I don't know why this happens. I don't know this is even a cross-up. This is not a cross-up. This is a counter hit. But somehow I get on the other side. It's a very rare interaction. I've probably never seen this happen. But it happened. I don't know if it's because of Luke's body or hurtbox when he's crouching. But somehow I got on the other side of him, which didn't matter because it did hit him. So I would have killed him anyways. And, again, this is me throwing out a jump when he hasn't really shown me that he can anti-air, and he hasn't really, it hasn't been explored enough, right? Almost 30 seconds pass again, and then I jump. So this is just me, testing the waters, and it worked out. I barely get, that last hit barely killed him, barely. I would have been upset if it didn't, but, fortunately for me, it did. Alright, go to the next round, seeing what, same thing. So same thing, just trying to see what... So what I'm trying to do is try to see change. I'm trying to see what adaptation goes on. And already the adaptation is he's kind of just going forward now. He's trying not to get cornered, so he's moving forward. So what that tells me is that he's not fireballing as much. He's trying to footsie, so now I gotta be more responsive in the neutral with footsies and, heavy kick, fierce punch kind of thing. Fierce punch most likely. This is something that gets asked a lot by whenever I stream or whenever I play this game, is how do I hit these crouching jab counter. This is a counter hit only combo. Typically I do look for the counter hit, and I see it counter hit, I'm like, okay, counter hit, crouching middle kick is a combo, spinning bird, right? I'm already crouching. This is more of a habit thing. This is more of, I'm always gonna do crouching middle kick after crouching jab. Pretty much always. And the way I judge it is based off how far he is. Because he is pretty far from me, right? I know I don't need a second jab here. So I know crouching middle kick is good. And I know that it's going to combo because of the counter hit. So I go into spinning bird. Again, this is only counter hit only. A combo only. Counter hit combo only. So make sure that if you see the counter on that crouching jab and you throw that middle kick, crouching middle kick, you can get spinning bird right after that. Okay, follow him up. Don't do anything aggressive because he has an uppercut. I don't need to. Now we're just playing footsie. And my thing is just don't let him get too close. Don't let him crouch middle kick me. And the fierce punch is just reaching, I probably should have thrown another fierce punch there. And he actually dashed into throw, which is really, really smart. It is a common thing, you know, when I'm waiting a lot, that space is opened up with a dash. I probably should have been doing more fierce punches. But now he's catching me with fireballs. And I'm almost done, so I went for the V trigger just to kind of slow things down. I went for the overhead kick just to kind of corner. I wanted to see what happens. He's going to block it. It is plus. So I decided to see what he's going to do. And he went for the uppercut. This is -2. This is one of those things where I don't know. I mean, it was a very desperate move. If I would have saw this, I would have killed him. I had a feeling he might have, but I had to test it with the jab, and I got uppercutted. It just happens. It's nothing really bad. But the thing I know now right here is I don't want to jump because I feel like he's going to see it. So I'm trying to crack him, trying to get something to come out, nothing. And he's being really cautious, really defensive, which is good. Defending really well. I go back to the footsies. But I feel like it's a little too late. I might have to go for a jump. And I do, and I get uppercutted. But, or no, actually jabbed. And then thrown. It was one of those things where, like, he really just kind of just played patient. So, he made adaptations, which was really, really good. Was able to, like, endure the V trigger activate. Not go for anything. I mean, obviously he went for some random uppercut, but it's okay. Like, it's understandable. You know, it's a -2 option. Might as well go for it. And I didn't block, so he made the right read. But the reason he beat me was that he just, like, laned me out. And I was just playing too reckless at the end. So, third round, I need to get back into the footsie game. I need to make sure that I'm playing it slow. That I'm doing the things that I should be doing. Fireball, slow pokes, and just wait for something. He hasn't jumped at me, which was very, very, you know, it's really good. You're not going to see a lot of people jump at this high level. Okay, and he's being more aggressive forward, like walking forward. So I got to make sure that I keep checking him. Misses that punish, that sucks. He's not throwing that fireball, but he is opening up. So this is the adaptation number 1 that I'm doing. Is that I know he's moving a lot. So this dash up crouching middle kick was really important. And I hit confirmed it. You know me, I don't hit confirm very well. So I actually hit confirm into the X legs to get the knockdown. And then I try to keep on going. Okay, get the throw. I haven't thrown yet. Go for the jumps. He just has an anti-air, which is just kind of like unfortunate thing. And this got me the kill, I believe. Oh, I missed the EX. Oh, that sucks. I missed the EX by a little bit. That's tough. But going back to what was going on here is, like, when I got this EX lens, like, this is, let me kind of explain this real quick for people that really want to get into the mind at a high level play. Okay, this right here, you have a choice. You have a choice right here. He's uppercutted, but he hasn't uppercut on wake up. So I don't trust that he's gonna uppercut on wake up. So I wanted to at least pressure him by walking up and going for a throw. The unfortunate thing is that he actually just walked. He just woke up with jump forward, which, you know, is more of like a read. Like, if you think your opponent's not gonna do an attack meaty, you're doing this to get out of the corner. It's kind of like a cheap way to get out of the corner. But it works, right? It's something that people will do. Now, the unfortunate thing is that I didn't commit to anything past the throw. So I was like, alright, I'm going to try. Because jab still works with an anti-air on cross-ups on some characters. Not all, but some. But because he didn't press a button, which was very weird, he did it very late. That jab came out and was able to hit him, hit him out of the air. And then I faked, I dashed up, but it didn't give me the cross under. So I guess he thought I was going to get under him, and so he didn't block the right way. And yeah, I don't know. Got the hit confirmed, got the knockdown again, and I'm spending the meter, I don't care. Just to get in there again, to make sure I make something happen here. Go for the throw because I was waiting to see if there was an uppercut. No uppercut. Went for the throw because I haven't thrown him. And then here it's kind of like, again, he just didn't, like, this is the issue, is that he never uppercutted. He never anti-aired. And so I put on this pressure just to see what he would do. I mainly jumped to see if he would wake up V-shift, and he didn't. But then he V-shift here. I'm surprised he didn't hold it. But now it's like, okay, I need that kit. This is something that we don't really talk about a lot as Chun players. But this forward heavy kick is really good after fireball because it goes over lows just like this. And that's exactly what it did right there. This is actually a really good tech. After the fireball from throw, if they block it, you're poised in the right space to do forward heavy kick. Good spacing, good range, and yeah, it goes over lows sometimes. So I was fortunate for me. I was able to go over that low, get the crush counter. I should have killed him here. I almost kill him, but I just missed my combo. I've been having trouble doing EX legs on the left side. Well, not EX legs. I've been having trouble doing stomp on the left side. I did it twice, but I couldn't hold it all the way. I should have done a third one in TX legs. And then he tries making a comeback, and I was kind of like worried here. You know, he was throwing me a bunch, and I was kind of doing. This is the punch that I was talking about right here. This is the punch. So this is a medium on wake up. On my wake up, is this forward heavy punch right here? Okay, and he could cancel into EX, so you can't do anything about it. And then he activates V trigger, and I was able to be patient with that B reversal. I don't know. I was -2, so I wasn't gonna press anything. That was just a really random uppercut that he did. Because I wasn't gonna press a button. It's not like I was plus, so yeah. Like I said, Chun Luke is very new, or Luke in general is very new. It's hard for me to say what the matchup is. I want to say for now, I want to say at least this. I don't know who wins the matchup, but I think Chun gives him more trouble than most characters do. So take that with a grain of salt. I don't know how much I think I mentioned to Big Bird, he thinks Luke is top 3. I think Chun gives him trouble, but he doesn't know. Because Chun's kind of like one of those characters where you just like, yeah, who cares, right? Like, Chun's not in that authoritative point in the tier list to where like, oh, you gotta watch out for her. She's just there. She's a good, strong character, but she's not, killing brackets or anything like that. She's just, a solid character. But yeah, hopefully guys, you enjoyed this. This is a really fun match that I had with Ramsey. He's really, really, really strong. I know his main's Gil, and he's trashed me a couple times and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this. Hope you guys enjoy these videos. I'm gonna be posting another one later today. And if you guys want to sign up for some trading lessons, make sure you find me at metafy.gg/@BrolyLegs. I will put the description or the link in the description for sure. I do this in all my videos. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. I should be saying that more. I'm bad at YouTube, blah blah blah. Thank you so much, and see you guys next time. Peace.